इद्मा आत्मा जात वेदस्तेने यस्ववर्धस्व चेदवर्धय चास्मान् प्रजया पशुभे ब्रह्मवर्चसे नानाद्येन समेधय स्वाहा इदमग्नै जातवेदसे इदन्न मम अथ जल सिंचन मंत्र. Sprinkling water in the four cardinal points, surrounding ourselves with the presence of Paramatma. Om Adite Numanyaswa. Om Anumate Numanyaswa. Om Saraswati Numanyaswa. Om Deva Savitah Prasuvayajyam Prasuvayajyapatim Bhagaya Divyo Gandharvah Ketapuh Ketannah Punatu Vachaspatir Vachamnah Swadatu. At this point, we will begin the chanting of Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. We have come to the last three, so I'll ask everybody to stand for a moment as we make the last three in this segment. Pandit Ravi, you will do the second segment. Please come up by the time. As we make the last three offerings, so a little volume of this mic, please, Raj, of the Gayatri first segment, we remember that Swami Dayanand was the one in modern times who said we must all chant Gayatri. Everybody can chant Gayatri. Gayatri is our Mahamantra. Gayatri is our Guru Mantra. And Gayatri is called Ved Mata Gayatri, the one mantra that leads you to the knowledge of the Ved. So friends, in your minds, say, thank you, Swamiji. 200 years ago, you were born. And we say, thank you for giving us this blessing of Gayatri. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhur-Bhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. We will change the Yajman now. We have a new set of Yajman. And let's do this very quickly. Those who would like to participate in the Gayatri and make offerings and get the blessings of this very special mantra, come sit, and then Pandit Ravi will be leading us in the chanting in this segment.
Om Bhurbhuvah Swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvah Swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. I pass you back to Padadeepak Ji for the final three.
Let us all stand once again as we do the final three for this segment. As we come to the final three offerings and chantings for this second segment of the 108, we are so grateful again to our Swamiji, Maharishi, for he brought back these teachings. He brought the teachings of the Ved to us once again. He revived and resuscitated Satya Sanatan Vedic Dharma. And so we, in our hearts today, feel so grateful. May Paramatma continue to bless us to walk on the path that he showed us. Om Bhur-bhuvah Swaha Tat Savitur-Varenyam Go
Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat
Swaha. Everybody, every voice join. Om
Bhur-bhuvah Swaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा
The third and last segment. Hi, Sohan. Sohanji. We'll have Yajman, those who would like to come and take the blessings of participating in Gayatri. Please come forward. And in this segment, Bhai Sohanji would lead. Namaste.
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
स्वाहा
ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा.
Last three, we'll stand again. As we stand to make the last three offerings of this Gayatri Yajna, in the celebration of the 200th year birth anniversary of Swami Dayanand, our hearts are so grateful and thankful to the Maharishi. He showed us the Vedic way. He showed us the Satya Sanatan Vedic Dharma way. He gave us the 10 principles of the Arya Samaj to guide us. And he gave us the Satyar Prakash, the Sanskar Vidhi, Rig Veda, Adi Bhashya Bhumika, and so many other texts so that we can pattern our lives and follow the Vedic path. We say thank you, Swamiji, and thank you, Paramatma, for blessing us with such a wonderful teacher. Om Bhutbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhutbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhutbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Swaha. Okay, so you all. And your family, come, pen please. And this time we'll pass over to Pandit Ravi for a few special mantras. Our daughter Karuna celebrated her birthday about 2 weeks ago, and today is a very special day for a very special person amongst us, Bhai Parasji, and Pandit Ravi will do special mantras for both occasions.
I'm very happy to be here this morning to celebrate the birthday of Parasji. I know Paras for quite a long time, and I have met his dad in numerous occasions. We pray and we ask the Lord, may this family remain together. This mantra says, O dear one, may you have the same feelings towards each other. May your minds be in harmony and free from hatred in your dealings. You must love one another, just like a cow who has given birth to a newborn calf. Om Sahridayam Samanasya Madvidvesham Krinomi Vaha Anyo Anyamabhi Haryata Vatsam Jatami Vagnya Swaha. The next mantra says, let your place of drinking water be common. May you partake of meals together. Agni, the self-effulgent God, unite you just like the spokes of a wheel attached to the hub. Om samani prapa sahavo na bhagaha samani yuktre sahavo yunachmi samyanchognim saparyatara nabhimava vitaha swaha. And this final mantra here is for Parivar. God, the upholder of the eternal law, advocates that may no one in the home bear malice against one another, and may everyone follow the path of the Vedas for a successful life. Om yena devana viyanti nocha vidvishate mitaha tat krinmo brahma bhogrihe samjanam purushebhyah swaha. And now we come to the birthday mantras. Paras is saying to the Lord, O sovereign, O omnipresent God, may my life be long, and may I attain the full span of life, equipped with divine powers. Om Indra Jiva, Surya Jiva, Deva Jiva Jivyasam, Sarvamayur Jivyasam Swaha. Om Tachakshurdevahitam Purastat Chukramucharat Pashyema Sharadah Shatam Jivema Sharadah Shatam Shrunuyama Sharadah Shatam Prabhavama Sharadah Shatamadinaha Syama Sharadah Shatam Bhuyascha Sharadah Shatat Swaha. And the final mantra for the birdies is, may God, who is just, grant me wisdom through righteous deeds. May the effulgent Lord, God of all creatures, grant me right understanding. May the omnipotent, the source of all vitality and strength, confer unto me the faculty to discriminate between right and wrong. Om Medhami Varuno Dadhatu Medhamagnihi Prajapatihi Medhamindrascha Vayuscha Medham Dhata Dadhatu Me Swaha. I pass you back now to Pandit Deepak Ji.
अथ सृष्टकृत आहुति मंत्र
ॐ यदस्य कर्मण्योत्यरीरिचं यद्वान्यूनमिहाकरम् अग्निष्टत्स्विष्टकृद्विद्यात् सर्वं स्विष्टं सुहूतं करोतु मे अग्नये स्विष्टकृते सहुतहुते सर्वप्रायश्चित्ताहुतीनां कामानां समर्धयित्रे सर्वानः कामान् समर्धय स्वाहा इदमग्नये स्विष्टकृते इदन्न मम. Prajapatyahuti, ghee only, silent mantra. Om Swaha idam prajapataye idanna mama. Purnahuti mantra. May we all stand for the final three offerings. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnam Swaha. May we all stretch our hands out to the fire, taking in its radiance. Om Tanupagne Se Tanva Me Pahi. Om Ayurdagne Syayur Me Dehi. Om Varchodagnes Varcho Me Dehi. Om Agni Yanme Tanva Onam Tanma Aprena. Om Medhame Devah Savita Adadhatu. Om Medhame Devi Saraswati Adadhatu. Om Medhame Ashvinav Devavadhattam Pushkarasrajau. Apyayata. Om Vakchama Apyayata. Om Pranashchama Apyayata. Om Chakshuschama Apyayata. Om Shrotranchama Apyayata. Om Yashobalanchama Apyayata. May we all take our seats. Yaj Pratna Geet. पूजनीय प्रभु हमारे भाव उज्ज्वल कीजिए छोड़ देवे छल कपट को मानसिक बल दीजिए वेद की गाय रचाए सत्य को धारण करे हर्ष में हो मग्न सारे शोक सागर से तरे अश्वमेधादिक रचाए यज पर उपकार को धर्म मर्यादा चला कर लाभ दे संसार को स्वार्थ भाव मिटे हमारा प्रेम पथ विस्तार हो इदन मम का सार्थक प्रत्येक में व्यवहार हो हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक हाथ जोर झुकाए मस्तक वंदना हम कर रहे नाथ करुणा रूप करुणा आपकी सब पर रहे प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे प्रभु आपकी सब पर रहे ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुख भाग भवेत् हे ईश सब सुखी हो कोई न हो दुखारी सब हो निरोग भगवन धन धान्य के भंडारी सब भद्र भाव दे के सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो सब भद्र भाव देखे सन्मार्ग के पथिक हो दुखिया न कोई होवे श्रेष्ठी में प्राणधारी हे ईश सब सुखी हो O Lord,
Om
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Bhai Neeraj ji. Dear friends, I thank you all very much. Bhai Naro will be the chairperson for today, so it is with great pleasure that I hand over now to Bhai Naro ji.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Arya Spiritual Center. On this Sunday morning, we celebrate the second day in the Yajna. It's a 4-day session commemorating Swami Dayanand 200-year Renaissance of the Rishis, his birthday. And I want to thank each and everyone who came out here to grace this Sunday morning. If you missed last night, Ravi did a wonderful pravachan on Mool Shankar. That's where he started from in his childhood. And you can, if you missed out, you can go back on Facebook and look at it on YouTube. And today we're going to continue with Pandit Deepak, and in the next phase, and you're going to listen to the wonderful pravachan. Without further ado, I now put on Pandit Ravi and by Kishan to read the 10 principle of the Arya Samaj.
नमस्ते।
Namaste.
आर्य समाज के 10 नियम। प्रथम नियम, सब सत विद्या और जो पदार्थ विद्या से जाने जाते हैं, उन सब का आदि मूल परमेश्वर है।
The first principle, God is the primary cause of all spiritual and physical sciences and everything known through their means.
द्वितीय नियम, ईश्वर सच्चिदानंद स्वरूप, निराकार, सर्वशक्तिमान, न्यायकारी, दयालु, अजन्म, अनंत, निर्विकार, अनादि, अनुपम, सर्वधार, सर्वेश्वर, सर्वव्यापक, सर्वयंतरामी, अजर, अमर, अभय, नित्य, पवित्र और सृष्टि करता है। उन्हीं की उपासना करनी योग्य है।
The second principle, God is existent, intelligent, and blissful. He is formless, omnipotent, just, kind, unborn, endless, unchangeable, beginningless, unequaled, the support of all, the Lord of all, omnipresent, immanent, unaging, immortal, fearless, eternal, holy, and the creator of the universe. He alone should be communed with.
तृतीय नियम, वेद सब सत्य विद्याओं का पुस्तक है। वेद का पढ़ना, पढ़ाना, सुनना, सुनाना सब आर्यों का परम धर्म है।
The third principle, Veda is a scripture of all true knowledge. Reading, teaching, hearing, reciting the Vedas is the first duty of all Aryans.
चतुर्थ नियम, सत्य को ग्रहण करने और असत को छोड़ने में सर्वदा उद्यत रहना चाहिए।
The fourth principle, one should always be prepared to accept truth and reject falsehood.
पंचम नियम, सब काम धर्म अनुसार अर्थात सत और असत को विचार करके करने चाहिए।
The fifth principle, all work should be done in keeping with righteousness, that is, after due reflection over right and wrong.
षष्ठ नियम, संसार का उपकार करना इस समाज का मुख्य उद्देश्य है, अर्थात शारीरिक, आत्मिक और सामाजिक उन्नति करना।
The sixth principle, to do good to the whole world is the main object of this Samaj. That is, to improve the physical, spiritual, and social status of human experience.
सप्तम नियम, सबसे प्रीति पूर्वक धर्म अनुसार यथा योग बरतना चाहिए।
The seventh principle, one should have dealing with all in accordance with love, law, and propriety.
अष्टम नियम, अविद्या का नाश और विद्या की वृद्धि करनी चाहिए.
The eighth principle, one should always promote knowledge and dispel ignorance.
नवम नियम, प्रत्येक को अपनी ही उन्नति में संतुष्ट न रहना चाहिए, किंतु सबकी उन्नति में अपनी उन्नति समझनी चाहिए.
The ninth principle, no one should remain content with his or her own prosperity. Individual prosperity should be considered in the prosperity of all.
दशम नियम, सब मनुष्यों को सामाजिक सर्वहितकारी नियम पालने में परतंत्र रहना चाहिए और प्रत्येक हितकारी नियम में सब स्वतंत्र रहे.
The 10th principle, everyone should be bound in the following altruistic social rules. However, in matters relating to personal welfare, let all be free.
नमस्ते.
Namaste.
Namaste. I want to thank Panaravi and Bhai Kishan to read the 10th principle of the Arya Samaj. And now the next item will done by our children, Kumari Annabelle, Charlotte, Tejal.
Namaste. Today I'll read a short story on Swami Dayanand. The story is entitled Sweets for Stones. Once Swami Dayanand was giving a lecture to a large crowd of people. After about 30 minutes into the lecture, when the crowd sat enthralled by the Swami's wisdom and his eloquence, suddenly a shower of stones began raining down upon the Swami from a nearby clump of bushes. Everybody was taken by surprise, but not the Swami. Instead, he continued to give his lecture as if nothing had happened. Some young men who were in the front of the audience decided to investigate where the stones were coming from and who was throwing these stones. After searching in the nearby bushes, they found a group of children hiding there, and they were looking very scared. The children were then brought in front of Swami Dayanand, and then he gently asked them, "Why were you throwing stones at me?" Some of the children then reluctantly replied, "The local village pundit has promised to give us lots of delicious sweets if we threw stones at you while you were giving your lecture." The pundit had felt offended by Swami Dayanand's teachings because it would threaten his livelihood as a village pundit. So he asked the children to pelt the Swami with stones in order to break up the lecture sessions. On hearing from the children and their reason for their actions, the Swami then grew very sad and said, "Children who ought to be studying and learning their lessons are being used to fulfill the selfish needs of others. This is wrong and adharmic. No one should exploit children like this." He then immediately ordered that delicious sweets were to be brought and distributed to the children. They were then sent home by their parents. Namaste and thank you.
Namaste. I'm going to be doing a quote by Swami Dayanand. He is good and wise, who always speaks the truth, acts and dedicates of virtue, and tries to make others good and happy. Swami Dayanand.
I want to thank our children who take the initiative to come and give a great speech there on Swami Dayanand. I want to thank Charlotte and Tejal. Very beautiful speech there. And now I'll turn it over to by Pandit Niraj to do an item there.
And I would like to pass you over to Pandit Rajanji.
Namaste, everyone. So, this Geet that I will be singing this morning is Fir Ved Ka Sandesh Le Aaye The Dayanand. Please follow along with me if you know it. Right, and what this song is saying is Fir Ved Ka Sandesh Le. This message of the Ved, right? Swami Dayanand came to bring this message of the Vedas to us. Right? Karane ko klesh dur sab. He came to remove all the suffering that was prevailing in this world. He came at the time when dense darkness casted a shadow over the world, and there were signs of ignorance everywhere. He set the stage for the awakening of true knowledge, and that true knowledge shone like a lamp, a very bright lamp. फिर वेद का संदेश ले आए थे दयानंद फिर वेद का संदेश ले आए थे दयानंद करने को क्लेश दूर सब करने को क्लेश दूर सब आए थे दयानंद फिर वेद का संदेश ले लोक में जब घोर अंधेरा छाया हुआ था लोक में जब घोर अंधेरा अजान निशा दूर था सद्जान सवेरा अजान निशा दूर था सद्जान सवेरा मन करत भी राकेश से मन करत भी राकेश से आए थे दयानंद वेद का संदेश ले दूर अंधकार वेद भान उगाया कर दूर अंधकार वेद
भानुगाया सोते हुओं को कर पकड़ पकड़ के जगाया सोते हुओं को कर पकड़ पकड़ के जगाया ज्योतित हुए अनलेश से ज्योतित हुए अनलेश से आए थे दयानंद फिर वेद का संदेश ले आदेश मिटा गात मगर क्यों न मिटेगा आदेश मिटा गात मगर क्यों न मिटेगा जब तक है सूर्य चंद्र कभी तू न मरेगा जब तक है सूर्य चंद्र कभी तू न मरेगा हरने को राग द्वेष तम हरने को राग द्वेष तम आए ते दयानंद फिर वेद का संदेश ले फिर वेद का संदेश ले आए थे दयानंद करने को क्लेश दूर सब करने को क्लेश दूर सब आए थे दयानंद फिर वेद का संदेश ले फिर वेद का संदेश ले फिर वेद का संदेश ले
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhai Rajan, for a wonderful bhajan there. And now I got the greatest honor and ask Pandit Neeraj for a short message on
Thank you, Bhainaro. Pandits, Panditas, mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, namaste. I'm indeed glad to be here to commemorate and celebrate the birthday or the Janam Din of our Maharishi Swami Dayanand. And in honor of him, I'm going to be reading the whole Satya Prakash. So I hope you all have time today. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But I would just like to talk about 2 points. I'll make my message short. I like to speak about things that Swami Dayanand, the ideas that Swami Dayanand had as it relates to our community specifically, as West Indians usually. So I'll touch on these 2 points that I think are things to move forward with, are ideas to move forward with. Number 1, we all know that Swami Dayanand put great emphasis on the raising of children, right? And he fought for not only Brahmin or people born of that caste to have Janeo, but for everyone, whoever was willing to do it, to have that sanskar done, and even for women too. And I think that's a great thing. Do you all think that that's a great thing? Yes, right? But now, how many of us have Janeo here? Raise your hand. Okay, I would say about 1/4, right? And back then, it was also about 1/4 of the population. So where have we really come with that idea? The idea of Janeo is to have education and instill a foundation. It's the foundation of life for all sanskars. And yet still, we're in this situation where we've kind of put it on such a high pedestal that it's become this untouchable standard. And because of that, now it's becoming less and less. I think by Vinay here, I was at his Janeo. He's probably the youngest person that I know that's had it. But other than that, I don't know. I've probably only been to 2 Janeo sanskars other than my own. So this is something that we need to think about, to push forward. And I think that, you know, Swami Dayanand fighting for these rights, for education and whatnot, it wasn't for just no reason at all. This was the foundation for education to start, for all of us to have a foundation for life. And there's a lot of problems that we face now in terms of, you know, children not being at a certain standard, not behaving to a certain standard, not only in this generation, but even in previous ones. So how do we move forward with this idea? I think is something we need to think about. Secondly, there was a question put to Swami Dayanand in the Satya Prakash, and it was, does someone become less Aryan when they leave Aryavart? Are they somehow less dharmic when they leave that land of Bharat? And I think in some ways, as us West Indians, we think that, you know, because we're West Indian and not from India, we are somehow less than those who are. You know, we know Bhairajan sings very well, right? But have an Indian come in here and they'll say that they learn classical music. We'll forget all about Rajan. I'm not saying us here, but, you know, people outside in the community, they wouldn't appreciate the talent and the commitment that we have. And I think not only, you know, this kind of idea of a national pride, it is important to have national pride. But when it comes to the overall social outlook on who is dharmic and who is not, that national pride kind of becomes secondary. And not only for Indians and West Indians, but even for, let's say, this separation between like Trinidad and Guyanese. We are all one and the same people. We all have the same philosophy, right? No matter how you are in Samaj, if you are Samaj or not, we all follow one dharma. And that's something that Swami Dayanand talked about in Satya Prakash. He said there's so much evidence in the Itihas about kings like Yudhishthir and Sri Ram going to other countries. Would you ever consider them to be less dharmic than they were? So the mere fact that you leave a country does not mean that you are somehow less than. And I think these ideas moving forward are things to take into consideration. Swami Dayanand said, go back to the Vedas. We have gone back to the Vedas, I think, but now how do we move forward with those ideas? And I think that'll be a very exciting thing. We'll see how far we come at 250 years of Swami Dayanand's birth. Thank you all for this opportunity. Namaste.
Thank you, Pandit Niraj, for a wonderful message there. And now the Chairman of Trustee will do the announcement upcoming event at the Mandir.
Thank you, Bainaro. Namaste, everyone. It's such a beautiful day. It's like summer out there, 60-something degrees. I'm so happy to see so many of you here at Mandir today. And I just want to thank all of you for coming in today and gracing this wonderful, wonderful occasion. Also want to thank all of our online viewers who are watching abroad or watching outside of the tri-state area for joining. You know, our average audience who watches us online is about 700 per week combined. So it's a lot of people out there who watches our program. So Our outreach is not just within the tri-state area, but it's global, very global. And one of the things that Bhai Neeraj talked about just now, the question that he answered, let me answer it in a very simple term. Krinvanto Vishwam Aryam. When Swami Dayanand started the Arya Samaj, he didn't say, make India great, let's make the universe. He was global in his view, very global. Not only what was internal happening in India, but he was also concerned about the migration of all of those Indians who left the shores of India and went abroad. So today we pay tribute, and we pay tribute by having and celebrating his 200th anniversary. This started about a year ago, and as you know, we had a number of initiatives to start this event. One, reading of the 10 principles. We never did that before. Two, we had Veda in the Park, and there are many others that we have that we're celebrating. But the other question that I've been hearing, and I think was answered last night by Pandaravi, why are we celebrating now as opposed to the Tankara celebration? And it was very clear that there are two views in terms of celebrations of the birth dates, the lunar calendar and the solar calendar. The Western world has promoted and propagated the solar calendar, which we all follow in terms of our dates. But if you follow the lunar calendar, this is the right time to celebrate his birthday, what we are doing right now. And there is a big celebration right now in Rishikesh in Hardwar with another group of our Samajas that are celebrating in India his 200th anniversary. So it's not just us, but everyone in the global community that's doing it at this time. So without further ado, let me go into our regular announcements. We meet here every Sunday morning for satsang, so we want to invite all of you to come here, join us every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. We also have weekly satsang every Thursday night. Every other Thursday, we have a Satya Prakash discussion via Zoom. That is coordinated by our own Pandit Deepakji. So if you would like to join that satsang every Thursday, we do have a passcode and an ID which is shared. If you would like to have that, it's the same password and code for all of the meetings. So you can join that session. We also have the youths and the Mahila group that meets once a month. If you'd like to join those groups, please contact Bhajan Diana or Pantan Nirvani. Also, we want to let you know if you would like to celebrate anything here at the Mandir, if you have a special event, please contact us at aryaspiritualcenter.com, which is our email account. Center spelled CNTRE, and we're more than happy to put that on the Zoom on our streaming on Sunday. Also, if you would like to celebrate it here at the Mandir on a Sunday or off cycle on any other day, you want to rent the Mandir for a special event, please contact us and we will arrange to make sure that you have those special events or sanskars celebrate here at the Mandir. Also, we want to thank everyone who has been giving us donations over the years. After all, we need funds to operate the Mandir. And many of you have been giving donations. We want to thank you. We are very, very grateful for all your donations. You can do that by cash, by paper, by PayPal. We have a QR code. You can go and you can go in and contribute. And you can also, excuse me, do that via Zelle. The Zelle account for the Samaj is the email account. It's just the aryaspiritualcenter@gmail.com. Center again is spelled CENTRE, not CENTER. So if you would like to give a donation, please do so by sending it to that account. On the dates, we continue with our 4-session yajna. Tomorrow night, we're going to be meeting here at 7 p.m. And also on Tuesday night, we invite all of you to come back and join us. We had a really great turnout last night. I tell you, even with the weather, we had a fantastic turnout. So I thank all of those who were here last night and all of you who are here today. We want to continue this to make this a grand celebration. So join us again tomorrow night and Tuesday night. Also on Friday, we're going to be celebrating Rishi Bodh Utsav and Mahashivratri. And you heard a little last night about what inspired Swami Dayananda, how he got enlightened in terms of how to go and seek enlightenment. Shivratri was one of those things that he questioned, and that kind of guided him in terms of his future development and where he went and how he got enlightened. Um, Next, we have the Pago Parade fundraising dinner, which is on Thursday, March 14 at City Palace. It's on by Lefferts and Sutter Avenue. So if you would like to contribute or to help us in that event, please contact myself by Naro or Pandit Prakash or by Anup. We have tickets, $50 donation for that event. Also, we're going to be celebrating Holi and Phagwa here at the Mandir on Monday, March 25th, between 7 and 9 p.m. We have a very active Chota group that's meeting here. I don't see BID on. Is he going to be here this afternoon? No, okay. Do we have a session this afternoon? Okay, so the next session will be here next week. So if you would like to join that group, please come and be and here at the Mandir. They meet after services. So they were here last night before services, and I think I'm so happy to see that we have our own group that's really going to be here celebrating Holi at the Mandir. Next, I just want to remind everyone that we have our annual AGM, which is going to be on Sunday, March 17 here at 11 a.m. So all those financial members who are financial members, invite was sent out to you via mail. So we're hoping to see all of you here at Mandir. Nominations for cutoff for new officers are today. So without further ado, I will now turn you back over to our Sabhapati for today, by Naro. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you, Vaisagar. And now I got the greatest honor and ask Pandit Saram to do a bhajan. Vaisagar, we forgot, April the 7th is the Phagwa Parade. We assembly at 12 o'clock at 133rd Street. I'll let you know in the next week or so what number is our float is. We didn't pick a number yet on the line yet what the float number will be. So we will have a float on April the 7th at the Phagwa Parade, annual Phagwa Parade. And now I turn it over to Pandit Saram.
Namaste to everyone. Happy to be here this morning once again. I got about after 2 and I was listening to the program last night, which was held last night. Wonderful. This morning I heard something which I was asking for a while. Pandit Niraj mentioned we must take the Janeo. I asked about it some time ago, but I didn't see anything. I hope that that message would go through. Today, it's a very long time I didn't sing this Geet. Very, very long time. It was in the 70s I sang this Geet. I sang it, we had a program on the radio station, our Samaj program. And when I sang it, a Pandit got struck with it. And he asked, where did you get it from? It was the Sangeet I got it from. And immediately it touched him. And he said they would have to do something about it. His name was Pandit Birbal Singh. Many of you must have known him. And when I sang it, he said, well, again, that they would have to do something. And then they sent it, I don't know, I think vividly, they took the bhajan and they sent it to Sri Pradeep ji. And with the same tune that I sang, he almost did it in the same tune. And that was years after I sang it. So I would like today to sing this Geet in praises of Rishi Dayanand. Om Om वेदों का डंका आलम में बजवा दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में बजवा दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने हर जाग ओम का झंडा फहरा दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में अज्ञान विद्या की हर सू घन घोर घटाए छाई थी अज्ञान विना की हर सू घन घोर घटाए छाई थी करुणाष्ट उन्हें जग में प्रकाश फैला दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में सर पर तूफान बला का था नजरों से दूर किनारा था सर पर तूफान बला का था नजरों से दूर किनारा था बन कल मलहा किनारे पर पहुँचा दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में घुस गए लुटेरे घर में थे सब माल लूट कर ले जाती घुस गए लुटेरे घर में थे सब माल लूट कर ले जाते सर शुक्र हाथ सो टोका पकड़ बितला दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में बजवा दिया ऋषि दयानंद ने वेदों का डंका आलम में
Thank you, Pandit Siram. And now we got Bhai Sohan do a bhajan now.
Namaste. If you notice, I'm trying to get the same posture as Pandit Siram, hoping I can do as good as you. This is on page 62, and if you can join, I'll appreciate. दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो. अबोधा अंधेरा मचा जग में था, अबोधा अंधेरा मचा जग में था, प्रकाशक ज्योति दयानंद जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो. अधर्म अनर्ता वीरा भावयहता, अधर्म अनर्ता वीरा भावयहता, प्रचारक धर्म दयानंद जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो. सुना प्रभु आयसो लोक सचेता, सुना प्रभु आयसो लोक सचेता, उद्धारक वेद दयानंद जय हो, जय हो, जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो. ओ दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो, दयानंद की जय, दयानंद जय हो. Namaste.
Thank you, Bhai Sohan. A wonderful job done there. And now we get our main pravachan now will be done by Pandit Deepak. And now I ask Pandit Suram, Pandit Ravi, by Neeraj to come up to initiate Pandit Deepak to take his seat.
You know, as we celebrate Maharshi Dayanand's 200 years, we ask this question, what did the Samaj do that is so significant that we are actually marking it? Yes, we did something very, very significant. This year, we will be graduating students at the Purohit level, meaning Pandits. The examination have been completed. The graduation is going to be sometime in March, I believe. So I request all the Purohits who did the exams or who are here, come forward, please, to join us. Ben Gita. Ben Shivi is here. She's downstairs. Anybody else who did the course, please join us because you are now part of the Pandit Council. आइए जी. Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahmavarchasi Jayatama Rashtre Rajanyah Shura Ishvyoti Vyadhi Maharato Jayatam Dogdhir Denu Vodana Vanashu Saptaha Purandhiryosha Jishnu Ratishtaha Sabhiyo Yuvasya यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम निकामे निकामे न पर्जन्यो वर्षतु फलवत्यो न औषधयः पंचताम योगेक्षेमो न कल्पताम. Today we ask our Pandit Deepak Ji, we give him the honor seat to deliver his pravachan this morning. Asant Liji.
गणाः पीतरश्चोपासते तया मध्यमे धयाग्ने वेधा विनं कुरु ॐ respected learned pundits amongst us, panditas, our chairman of trustees, Bhai Naro, and all of our senior members, members of the executive, our dear children, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters. Thank you all for being here today to join in this very, very noble celebration of the 200th birth anniversary of Swami Dayanand. Yesterday, last night, you had a very beautiful presentation from Pandit Ravi. And afterwards, he was telling me, he said, he set the platform, the runway, so we could take off. So the plane is already, the flight is ready to go. I hope you have your tickets. But friends, I am so proud of our musicians and by Sohan. Look, we have a number of children in our midst, and they come every Sunday to listen to us. I don't know how much they are internalizing. Sometimes we might be going over their head with our talks and so on, but they come, and you come, and that's a wonderful thing. May you be blessed from all the sacrifice that you make to come and listen to us every Sunday at our spiritual center. Last night, Pandit Ravi spoke about what we call that incident that happened to Mool Shankar. There was an incident which we all know about, happened in the temple. How we refer to that incident that happened in the temple? What's the name we call that generally? It was on Shivratri night, but the experience, what is it called? The B word, Bodh. And this morning, I pose a question to you all, just like Swami Dayanand. Swami Dayanand was a Y man, W-H-Y. Swami Dayanand was a Y man, W-H-Y. Why am I saying that? He questioned everything. Just like some of our children, right? Or just like some of us who were children at one time. Why? 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 Swami Dayanand wanted to know on the board, the Shivratri night, why I didn't see God. Pitaji, Dad, you told me if I fast, if I keep the discipline, if I chant, and if I keep awake, I will see Lord Shiva. Why? And he wake up his father. He wake up his father right away. When midnight passed and he saw everybody sleeping, why did I not see Lord Shiva? Now, did you ever ask that question to yourself? Have I asked that question to myself? I am praying so long. I am doing so many hawans. Look how much jug I went to. Look how much Ramayana in the park I went to. Look how much Satyar Prakash times I read. Why haven't I experienced Paramatma? This board, I yet to differ with some of the opinion, this was not enlightenment. The board does not mean enlightenment. Board means an awakening. A boy of 14 years, as Swami, he could not be enlightened at that age. It was an awakening to go and search for enlightenment, my dear friends, Swami Dayanand had to stay awake. Everybody else had fallen asleep. This is the message of Bodh. Don't sleep. I don't mean not to sleep in the night, you know. Don't stay dormant. Don't stay stagnant. Don't stay in a very inactive tamas, it's called, tamasic way in your life. If Swami Dayanand was like that, he would have no Bodh. So what is the message we can take from Bodh? Be more aware. Everybody was seeing what was happening in that temple that night. Everybody in the beginning, while they fell asleep gradually. But Swami Dayanand was full of awareness. And why? Because he had an expectation. Do we have an expectation that one day we'll get moksha? That one day all of the sacrifice we're making now will lead us to something very special? Do we have that expectation, or are we just going through the motions? Do you want to have a special experience with Paramatma? Then we have to infuse in our minds, yes, I will get this. I can achieve this. One day I will get it. I will work for it. To be a follower of Swami Dayanand means you have to be very enthusiastic. You have to be very alert. You have to be very awake. That's the message of the Bodh. And the final question to ask, I need my Bodh. What's the use of talking every year about Swami Dayanand's Bodh? The use of it is, it must induce us to want to have a Bodh too. That's the use of it. Other than just repeating that every year and it passes over our head, oh, he went to the temple and he wakes up. That doesn't cut it for our Samajis. I must want a Bodh for myself. One of these days, one of these mornings or evenings when I'm doing my Sandhya, I should have a flash of lightning coming to me and saying, this is the way to go now. This is what to do in your life now. This is what to do in your spiritual life now. Brothers and sisters, dharma, or what we call loosely religion, is not merely to follow rituals. Religion is not rituals as far as Swami Dayanand is concerned. Performing Havan and Sandhya are mere rituals. We have to make them into yajna. A yajna means I am becoming part of this, what I'm doing. I am actually becoming Havan. I am actually becoming Sandhya. I am Sandhya one. I am Havan and a one. And that is the message of the Bodh. Become enthusiastic. Become expectant of some great thing. And don't sleep like Swami Dayanand. Brothers and sisters, you know this story. I'm not going to tell you much about this story this morning. I want to take incidents from which we can milk nectar. Swami Dayanand decided to leave home because he wasn't getting what he wanted to. How many times did Swami Dayanand leave home? He left once. In the night, he walked out very stealthily, very quietly. But after he went some distance, a few days afterwards, somebody from his village saw him and they said, Mool Shankar, what are you doing here in all kind of fancy clothes, brahmachari clothes, and what are you doing here? And that person went back and told his father, I saw the boy there, go get him. And the father went with his his guardsmen and so on, brought him back. He could have said, well, you see me, I'm not going to try that again. They're going to bring me back home. He could have said, well, look, I'm done with this nonsense, yes? How far will one hide from my father? But there was a burning desire in Mool Shankar's mind. He knew what he wanted. That's at age 21. And one of the things he didn't want it was to get married. He didn't want to get married. Why? Marriage is responsibility. A different kind of responsibility that was on his mind. He wanted Bodh. He wanted moksha. He wanted Shiva. You don't get that easily. So he decided to leave again. For many of us, we try one time, we fail, and we say, that is not good for me. You start your Hindi class, you drop out after a little while. I can't make that. You start to learn Havan, you learn Ishwar Stuti, and then this thing too hard. Can't make. When you really want something, there must be a desire, a burning desire. It must make you uncomfortable until you get it. And that was the case with Mool Shankar. He leave again. Another night he leave again, and he did a smart thing this time. He didn't go far. He go from the house a little bit, but he climbed up on a tree. And he see all the soldiers running and going all about, looking for where's Mool Shankar. He sit down in that tree quietly. And he watching all of them, excited, looking for Mool Shankar. And when they had gone far, he come down from the tree, and then he walked away. That's how he escaped. Brothers and sisters, what's the message here? Don't try once and fail if you really have a burning desire. If he didn't try a second time, we would have no Arya Samaj, no Swami Dayanand, no Gayatri, no Havan. Just so, if I don't try a second time, when I failed the first time, many of the things that I would have done, if Pandit Ravi did, when he started a music school, and he didn't get much students, he said, I'm going to do something else. Yes, doing no music again. We would never have Ima. There were so many challenges in the beginning. If Pandit Ramlal with the Mandir, so many challenges to raise funds and so on, if they had given up. And so you and I, don't give up on your chosen goals, especially in your spiritual goals. This life is not about eating and drinking and having a good time only. That's part of it. There is that part of life which takes us to more greater self-understanding. Friends, do you know that Swami Dayanand had a banwas? What is a banwas? Exile. Whose exile we know about? Sri Ram was exiled. For how many years? Swami Dayanand did a little better. Swami Dayanand went one more than Sri Ram, 15. But Swami Dayanand's exile was not, Sri Ram's exile was imposed on him. His exile was by his father's, through his stepmother's command. You have to go to forest for 14 years. Swami Dayanand's exile was self-imposed. Self-imposed. He ran away and said, I am going in banwas. I'm going to roam the jungles, the rivers, the caves. I'm looking for something until I find it. I'm not going to stop. You and I, we have to go into banwas.
two. I didn't see any forests in this area here. So we may have to go down. I know, Pandit Ravi, you want to say in how do you place that? Winds of. I know you want to say Winds of Forest. Pandit Ravi has connections in Winds of Forest. So that's why he say, brothers and sisters, where you would go if you have to go and spend some time with yourself. Swami Dayanand had to spend some time with himself. When he got that awakening, something click and trigger in his head. He couldn't stay quiet again. So he went in the forest and the jungles and the rivers. Where do we go when we want to satisfy that thirst within us for something higher, something better, something that will uplift us, something that will quench that thirst and satisfy that hunger within us? Well, many of us know where to go. Many of us are going there. Many of us don't know what to do. Many of us just sit quietly and roll in that agony that I want something higher than the regular eat, drink, sleep, worry about the bank account or worry about the house, the car, or the children. When we want to go beyond that a little bit, what do? We have to go in a Banwas. It is in Banwas that Sri Ram found his strength. It is in Banwas that Swami Dayanand discovered his strength. Banwas means in his travels, in his search. There was a time when Swami Dayanand was on the verge of giving up his search. He got frustrated because he wasn't finding what he was looking for. Just imagine you're going on a search in forests and rivers. You don't have food to eat. You don't know when you'll get your next meal. You're facing dangers in the forest, and you're not finding what you're looking for not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 5 years, not 10 years, but 15 years. Sometimes we get frustrated. 15 minutes we get frustrated. We're looking for something we cannot find. This is the mettle of the Rishi. So, friends, there was a time he got so frustrated, he was crossing a bigger river called Alaknanda River. And he slipped and fell and hurt his foot. And he was hungry, and he was tired, and he was frustrated. Frustrated in the sense that he wasn't finding what he was looking for. And a small voice went off in his head and said, just end it here now. Just end it. Let this body go in these waters. And call it, as we say in Trinidad, call it George. Call it off. Call off the search. Why are we wasting so much time? But another voice, a bigger voice went off in his head. Said, Dayanand. He's hearing a voice in his head. Dayanand, I sent you on a mission. I have given you a vision. And I have given you the provision. Don't worry. You will make it. Your life is not to be frittered away so cheaply. He pulled himself together somehow and was able to get out of that river and cross to the other side. Brothers and sisters, Swami Dayanand's life, not his message, his life is a teaching for us, his life. How many times you get frustrated about what's happening in the home, in the mandir? Don't you get frustrated sometimes? How many times do you get frustrated about your health and you say, I just give up. I don't think I can do anything. There's no time to give up.
There's no situation in which we should give up in. There's always hope. Where there's life, there's hope. Where there's life, there's a possibility of living well. And so, Swami Dayanand's experience should teach us never give up, never surrender. And he never surrendered in his life. All the opposition he had, until the opposition grew into poisoning, as the song that Rajan was singing, Vedika Sandeshali. The opposition grew so intense that he had to give up his life. Not by choice. Not by choice. He didn't choose to give up his life. And Pandit Ravi was saying yesterday, only 59 years. He was a little older than me. Friends, never surrender, never give up is the message of Swami Dayanand's life. And I will end with this thought here. He knocked on his, finally, after all the searching, somebody told him there's a great teacher in Mathura called Swami Virjanand. Go there. He's great. So Swamiji ended up by the door of Swami Virjanand, and he knocked on the door, knock, knock, knock. And Swami Virjanand said, "Kaun hai?" Who are you? Kaun hai? Who's there? Kaun hai? If you're going to knock on a door and somebody say, "Kaun hai?" What will you say? I there. It's me. What did Swami Dayanand say? यह आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ. I want to know who I am because I don't know it. I want to know that from you. I come here because I want to know who I am. What a profound statement. What a profound. This Swamiji had roamed 15 years and he met all yogis and saints and sages, and he's still saying, I don't know who I am. Do you know who you are? Do I know who I am? A very important question to ask ourselves. As followers of Swami Dayanand, we must ask that question every day. Every day. Who am I? That's what he came to Swami Vijayanand for. And that was the key mission of Swami Dayanand's life. Only when he found that, he could have done what he did afterwards. Only when you know your true self and your capability and your capacity, and you know your inside, yourself inside out, you will understand life. You can't know the outside until you know the inside. Brothers and sisters, if we are followers of Swami Dayanand, we have to start looking inside very, very intensely. We have to start looking inside. That's where Swami Dayanand started. That's where we all have to start. And then Swami Vijayanand said, in his mind, he said, but nobody ever knocked on my door and answered me like that. No student. They will say, Mai Ramesh who? Mai Geeta who? Mai Neeraj who? Nobody ever said to me, when they knock my door, I come to know who I am. From you. He said, this must be a very special person, very special student. And then he opened his door. Otherwise, he may not have opened his door. He was not the person to admit a student like that. So friends, we know a lot about the teachings of Swami Dayanand through the Satyar Prakash, through Sanskar Vidhi, and through Yajna and Havan and Gayatri. How much do we know about the life of Swami Dayanand? And how much can we take? How much do we actually take from the life? Or we just repeat incidents without understanding the deeper, profound significance. And this morning, that is my little thought to you today. First of all, let us all want abode in our lives. Let us make it our motto, personal motto, that I want an awakening in this lifetime. Before I leave this world, I want a special awakening. And I'm going to be very enthusiastic to work for it, and I expect it, like he expected to see Lord Shiva. Secondly, never get frustrated. Never surrender. The search is long. The search is hard. Sometimes the search is difficult. The terrain that you have to cross, the circumstances and challenges that face you could be very daunting. Never give up. Never surrender. And finally, make a resolve. Let us all make a resolve today. I want more Atma Gyan. I want to know more about myself. I cannot complete Swami Dayanand's mission without understanding who am I, just as that was his first goal, to understand who he was. With this, I would like to say a special thank you to all of you for joining this morning. Pandit Ravi for giving a beautiful runway yesterday. I hope we were able to take off today. And these musicians, and Rajan, Neeraj, by Sohan, and all the others, Behin Shivi, and all of you who come here Sunday after Sunday, day after day, to join. I hope you are blessed in a special way. I want to say thank you also. Yesterday, Pandit Ravi donated very good delights with a Trinidad flavor, doubles and so on. So thank you, Pandit Ravi, for that. And when we came in the mandir yesterday, I don't know how many of you felt something different in the mandir. Something was different, and that a certain individual undertook to have this mandir well prepared for this yajna. And I want to say, on behalf of all of us, we felt the difference. Thank you, Bainaro. And I'll hand you over to you.
Namaste, everyone. That's a wonderful reflection of Swami Dayanand, Pandit Deepak did the analysis. Pandit Deepak did a whole newspaper article about 10 years ago. I hope we can revisit that and update it. You know, he did a reflection on Swami Dayanand. We published in the Caribbean paper. That was 10 years ago. We did it like 2 years ago, and I didn't proceed back to publish it back again. So I have to revisit it and send it back to you and let you fine-tune it. um, yeah. With that said, this 4-day yajna culminating the 200-year, the Renaissance of the Rishis. Pani Ravi did a wonderful pravachan. If you guys missed that, he set the tone, and then to follow on to this pravachan, he started with Mool Shankar, and as we move forward, we're gonna know how he gets Swami Dayanand Saraswati, as we move forward, at age 8, and then he moved to age 16, and age 22, when he moved out and he's sergeant. So as you move forward, you'll see as more reflection come in, and other pundits will give you more details on this 200-year celebration. That's it. I want to thank all the donor and all the sponsor, who did for the first night. Paniravi sponsored the first night, and then on today we have by Paris and his family, and along with by Sohan, to make this celebration is 200 year. I want to thank them, and if anyone who want to sponsor Monday night or Tuesday, you can see any one of the executive or by Sagar, by Kishan, any one of the pundits, if you want to come celebrate with us. And you can come out back on Monday night at 7 o'clock. We continue here on the third night at the Yajna, and we're going to conclude on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We're now turning it over to by Niraj and Pandit Deepak to Shanti Par.
Let's all stand for Arti Bhajan. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख विन से मन का स्वामी दुख विन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहो किसकी स्वामी शरण गहो किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आस करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट भक्त जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे अथ शांति पाठ ओम द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्ति रोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ओम शांति शांति शांति। प्रेम से बोलो ओमकार भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री रामचंद्र की जय। प्रेम से बोलो योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। प्रेम से बोलो जगत गुरु महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद की जय। आर्य समाज वेद की ज्योति, वेद की ज्योति, ओम का झंडा, ओम का झंडा, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की, वैदिक सत्य सनातन धर्म की वैदिक ध्वनि ओम। भोजन मंत्र ओम अनपते ननस्य नो देहि यनमिवस्य शुष्मिनः प्रप्रदातारं तारिष ऊर्जन्नो देहि द्विपदे चतुष्पदे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वैदिक अभिवादन नमस्ते।